So here's some sample data. I completely made these numbers up for the number of discs that we had in the light and the uncovered cup. You'll need to get these numbers from me, and I will share those with you when you have these numbers in your own data table. You can come up to me and I'll give you these numbers. We are not going to be using this column or this one. So that means that we're going to be comparing these numbers to these numbers in terms of how quickly our disks were able to float in the light and in the dark. So that's what we're going to graph. That being said, the time in minutes, we went up to 15, unless I told you to go a little bit further. Some of you may have added 16, 17, a couple extra minutes down beneath because yours were starting to float and show that they were going to be getting up to the top. So what we're going to do is, if you did not go beyond 15 minutes, I gave you exactly 15 lines, so you can number these out, 0, 1, 2, because we were looking at time in minutes. And I also gave you 10 lines going up this way because we only had at most 10 of the hole punched leaves, so we can just number those up, 0, 1, 2, all the way up, and that will be number of floating, we'll just call them leaves, number of floating leaves. Once you have this scaled out, that scaled out, you are ready to do 2 line graphs. One line will be for these numbers, and the second line will be for these numbers. The time is the same for both, so we can just use the single y-axis. We don't need to use both sides. But again, you should have 2 different lines. So you're going to want to do something like different colors, so I know which one is the number in the light versus the dark. So here's a sample line right here, and another line. I'll use purple for the next one. Not a great example, but I use 2 different colors so I know which one goes to each. Once you have your graph done, you are ready to proceed to the next slide, where I will discuss and explain the written component.